Here is Ballycotton Bay. Bally is a 16 1 and a half thoroughbred gelding by Quality Road. He's a 4-year-old. He's actually a really lightly raced 4-year-old. He only ran 10 times. He ran extremely non-competitively, and he's very lightly raced for a 4-year-old who's about to be a 5-year-old. So Bally has gotten so much of my time in the last week or two, really. Right now, I'm sort of in this not great place to be where I have one horse I decided to turn out for 30 days, and he'll be fine, but he's just turned out right now. I have one horse doing a serious rehab case. I have another horse who's waiting on the farrier to get here to get some hind shoes on because he's sore. And so I just have a lot of horses that I'm not able to do anything with. So the handful that I do have going are getting a ton of my attention. So Bally's had quite a few post-track rides now. He's probably up around, I don't know, 7, 8, 9 post-track rides. He had a really big weekend. He went out in the field today, rode around, popped over some logs, really cute. I was very happy with him. Yesterday, I actually took him trail riding. Billy wanted to go on a trail ride with his horse, and my horses are all still on break or just coming back from break. I didn't really feel like it was fair to them to do that. So I decided to take Bally because I thought he would be a good boy. And he was. He loaded great. And we walked, trot, cantered around Tuckahoe State Park, went over bridges, down the road, by traffic, all the things. He was absolutely fabulous. And there's a little bit of cell phone video of that at the end of this video, of him sort of walking along and going over a bridge, and he was unbelievable. I mean, I don't know what I was expecting, but there was just absolutely no babiness about him. He was totally a professional. I think he really enjoyed it, actually. He was a little bit nervous when we started, but he relaxed really quickly, and I think he actually really had a fun time. So that's definitely something he would like to do again. So anyway, back to this ride in the field. So Bally is working on a few things. His main thing, besides just, the overall feel and the overall connectedness, which is going very well in the trot. I have to say, I'm really happy with how he's sort of catching on to this idea of connection in the trot work. In the canter work, it's coming along. He has a good canter, but he hasn't quite figured out how to connect the hind legs to push up to the bit. And so we're sort of we're working through that. And he's not doing anything wrong. He just hasn't quite connected all the dots. He's on the right path. It's all flowing in the correct direction. It's just not quite as solid as it's become at the trot, which is fine. Totally normal for a horse with, less than a dozen post-track rides. I'm very happy with him. He was really good out in the field. He ignored all the traffic going by. We have our horses turned out in the big field across the driveway. Ignored all of that. Just a very good boy about all the things. No spooking at anything, actually, now that I'm thinking about it. So we did the right canter first, because even though he finds the left bend a little bit easier, he finds the right canter transition easier. Go figure. I can't explain it. Doesn't matter. So he did a really nice right canter transition. And then here, so this is kind of what I mean with the connectedness in the canter. It's not like he's inverted or upset about the conversation that I'm having with him. He just hasn't quite clicked in all the way in the connectedness in the canter. And actually there, I sort of felt like we were getting it for a second, but then he broke to the trot, which is fine. So we went on a circle here in this corner, and we stayed on that circle for a little bit until I felt like I had it a little bit better, and then we went large again. I thought this was a little bit improved. And yeah, it's just coming along. It's just ticking along as it should. This felt better to me. I thought this was improved. Yeah, so I was pretty happy with this canter work here. So we took a nice little walk break when we finished this canter. And then we went to the left. And so the left is his harder canter transition. And I've ridden him enough now that I kind of feel like I don't really need to baby him by picking up the canter over a log or something like that. I feel like him and I have spent enough time together now that I can sort of start gently insisting for the correct lead. So I actually spent some time on like a 20-meter circle working for the left lead. It took me a handful of times to ask before he got it, but then he did get it. He did a nice transition, and then he did a good left lead canter. This is just what we did on our walk break. So we sort of just did the circle around the barrel, and then he picked up his left lead like a really good boy. And he just finds the left to be his easier way to flex at the moment, which is fine. So it makes the connection in the canter a little bit easier. I don't have to help him quite as much, so he can do. So I'm sitting to the right in the canter because that's sort of helping him to develop the feel. To the left, I can sort of coast a little bit in more of a half seat at times, and he's pretty good about maintaining the connection. I'm sitting here because that car just passed us, and we were sort of coming right up to the road as it was going by, so I decided to sit because I'm fearful of traffic, and I just wanted to make sure he spooked or something at the car, which of course he didn't. He was perfect. So I was sitting for my own mental sanity there. My own weirdness and issues, not his. So here we're having a little conversation about just finding a little bit more connectedness. And then this is better here. Yeah, this felt quite good here on this stretch down the road. He's just a little more pushing up to my hand from behind there. So very good. So he can be done with his left lead canter. And then we just went right into jumping some logs. And he was so brave about this. A little bit, he's only, if you want to call it jumping in the ring once, we really just went over some poles and little tiny fillers and stuff, which he was very good about. But he's got to sort out all the footwork. So this is the first time he's doing really much more than ground poles, just popping over some of these logs. So you'll see a couple of times, I'm not going to call it mistakes because it's not mistakes. It's just the learning process of figuring out the footwork. His first two logs, though, here, I thought he was started super strong. I was very impressed. So I really decided to just sort of work the line of logs along the road. I love using these logs because it's just in a perfectly straight line. So I don't have to interfere very much with steering. I can just sort of keep coming forward. And it's really where I like to teach them to start coming to things in the canter. Because again, I don't have to touch their mouth to steer them. We can just keep going straight and keep coming forward. And it's all very forgiving, of course. He was very cute and good to that sort of scary log over there up against the woods. The only thing I don't like about this line of jumps is if a lot of traffic is going by, but again, that's my own weirdness, not his weirdness. So I thought that was very cute and good. So we turn it around, do it the other way. Here I thought we would keep cantering, which again is easiest to insist on when you can just go in a straight line. So kind of an awkward jump there, but actually he was just such a good boy to keep coming in the canter because he was sort of felt like he was wanting to back off and trot a little bit. And I'm not going to force a horse to canter when they're saying absolutely they can't, but he sort of allowed me to just keep nudging him forward, and he gave it a really honest effort. So I thought we'd do it one more time to see if we could just get another one cantered just a little bit smoother for his own sort of confidence coming away from this. So that was better at that jump. So a little bit of a close spot. We got underneath that log just a touch. So then here we kept cantering to this log, and then bingo, that was perfect. Such a good boy. So yeah, I was very happy with him today. Super boy. And so this is our cell phone footage of trail riding yesterday. And he was just such a star. He led at times, and other times he was behind. We went over a bunch of bridges. He was wonderful.